Hey everybody, it's Matthew Graves here. I just wanted to touch base with you because I learned an important lesson and I wanted to pass it along to you. Unfortunately, like many lessons, I had to learn it the hard way. So yesterday was a challenging day. I had a lot of things going on. I had a webinar going on last night, and technology just seemed to be my foe all day. So, after getting through the entire day, and I had the email scheduled to go out to the people who had registered for the webinar and all of this kind of thing, I showed up at the webinar and attendance was a little low. And I was like, well, that's interesting. Well, maybe I just didn't announce it far enough in advance, etc. So I did the webinar and I was pretty happy with how the webinar turned out. And I kept it to my allotted time, which is something I've been working on. So, I ended the webinar thinking, okay, that was a win. There wasn't as many people here as I'd like, but that was a win. And then after I got off, I looked at my email and I had all these emails from people saying, how come aren't you sending out a link to the webinar? And I was like, what went on there? So I did a little digging and discovered that my email service provider at some point yesterday had stopped registering people who had clicked on emails, which meant that everyone who had clicked the link to register for the webinar after that point had not been counted as a webinar registrant. So then when the emails went out to let people know that the webinar was coming up or the webinar was on the way, then they didn't get them. Those emails weren't sent to that group of people. So only about half the people who actually wanted to come to the webinar got an email telling them that the webinar was on and giving them the link. So that acknowledged why the attendance was a little low. And I was like, what a hard day. I was happy with some of the things that went right, but it just seemed like, this day just needs to be over. So I did the webinar. I did a Facebook Live afterwards. That Facebook Live turned out badly. I ended up deleting it. So it was just not a good end to the day. So I went in, I went to bed, tried to go to sleep, had the worst night's sleep in literally weeks. And I'm sure a lot of it was because I went to bed with all those thoughts in my head. Speaking of technology, text messages coming in the middle of Facebook Live, that's a problem. So I figured I had just gone to bed with all of that negativity, and that had, affected my ability to sleep. So then I woke up the next morning and I was like, I didn't post my 3 wins. So every night before I go to bed, I think about, what are the 3 things that went right today? And then what are the 3 things that I want to work on tomorrow to make tomorrow even better than today? And posting those 3 wins and posting them in my 3 wins group for everybody else to see and to comment on is part of what realigns me to the success of the day rather than the negativity. And I hadn't done that. So then I was like, now I know I didn't sleep. I went to bed thinking about all the things that went wrong with the day rather than thinking about all the things that went right. So all I can say to you is make sure that at the end of each day, you're taking the time to find 3 wins and then set the 3 tasks that you intend to get done tomorrow. And then you wake up the next day and you start with those tasks. It'll help you sleep better at night, and it'll help you get a lot more done. And if you want some more accountability on that, go join my 3 Wins group on Facebook. If you go to 3winsgroup.com with the 3 spelled out, THREE, then that will take you right into the Facebook group. You can request to join, and in there, the members of the group go in each day and they post their 3 wins for the day and their 3 tasks for the next day. And then we can help to celebrate each other's wins, and we can also help to keep each other accountable to the tasks that we're trying to get done. So I can't stress the importance of doing this. I went and I sat down just a short while ago and I wrote out my 3 wins and my 3 tasks for today, and I went and put them into the 3 wins group. And as soon as I changed my focus on, well, what did go right yesterday, I felt better. So I hope that you do the same and that you learn from this so that you can move forward and stay positive and protect that confidence that's so important to you as an entrepreneur and a high-performance individual. So stay posted, and I hope to see you again soon.